Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Ask Cap where I make real estate easier. So today I want to talk about, does an agent's brand matter? And I think it does, because if it doesn't, then people wouldn't buy things like Louis Vuitton, or people wouldn't buy a Mercedes car, or people wouldn't buy Apple, or stuff like that. So brands are really powerful, and it means something to people. It's a personal thing. Some brands are more important to others, and some brands are not as important to others. But it's a really personal thing. And if agent is backed up by a certain brand, it's almost like the house that you're trying to sell is connected with that brand, and people have a certain perception regarding that house. So if I talk about Harcourts, I work at Harcourts, so which is why I'm talking about Harcourts. But if we talk about Harcourts, the whole philosophy behind Harcourts, for me personally, it's clean. It's clean business. It's giving the impression, and this is the reality anyway. It's giving the reality or the impression to people that things are getting taken care of nicely. Everything is being looked after the way it's supposed to be, which is what Harcourts does. And I think this is the foundation of Harcourts as well, which is why it's a really good brand. And if you look at some other brands, they're messy, and things are not as nice, which is why they provide that perception outside as well. So brands are really powerful, as I said, and brands bring emotion in the marketplace. So yeah, if you sell your house with Harcourts or a high-end brand, if you look at most Harcourts properties, most of them are presented really beautifully, and which is why Harcourts achieve great prices in the marketplace as well. And they list a lot of houses because they present the houses really well. And of course, this is the whole philosophy behind Harcourts as well. Like, if you present the property well, you get an amazing price for it, because it's as I always say, real estate is an emotional process. So that's how it works, and it's just gives a different perception in the marketplace when you go with Harcourts, because the brand is connecting with the house. So of course, you gotta like the agent. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You like the agent, but also look at which brand is the agent backed up with. Like, which brand is supporting the agent, because brand is going to give a certain perception to the house when you go on the market. So if you got a high-end property, and you go with a lower brand where things are messy, where it's not as good, or which does have a bit of a funny perception art to people, the house is going to get perceived really differently. So you got to look at those things like that. And there are some really great brands out there, which has stood the test of time. So Harcourts, Bailey's, Ray White, Mike Perot. There's really good brands out there which has, as I said, stood the test of time. They've been there for like past 10 to 20 to 30 years. And when people look at those brands, they have that perception, like, if I sell with them, or if I work with them, they're not going to let me down. So this is why brands are really important, and this is why I think it matters, which I know it matters. Brands are really important. So I'm going to finish on this. So of course, you got to talk to your agent, you got to like them, you got to see if there's rapport there, you got to see if there's connection there, you got to understand, and you got to believe that he or she can do a great job for you. But on the side note, you got to also look if the agent is backed up by a good brand, because it's gonna connect to your house in the marketplace, and it's gonna bring certain emotion in the marketplace regarding your house, which is gonna be directly connected to the price of your house. So this is what I wanted to talk about brands today. If you have any other questions, please put that in the comment section. If you can think of anything that would make real estate easier for you. It could be presenting, it could be going to the market, it could be regarding choosing an agent or choosing a brand. And I would love to answer those questions for you. But I'll come back with another episode of Ask Cap. Bye.